Hey y'all, what's up? So I'm in my backyard. I'm in full granny mode with my hat, um, and my shades. Feeling a lot of brain pressure today. Um, this is the first time I've been out. I'm off today. This is the first time I've been outside so early. It's like two something right now, I think. Yeah, 2 o'clock right now. And I think I'm finally realizing how much I'm affected by everything. I've said this before, but I think I really don't know. I think I really don't know how I feel most of the time. I think I've cut myself off so frequently and so, like, I've neglected my needs so frequently and so continuously, so intensely, intentionally neglecting myself and my needs to be accommodating for the world. Trying to find the right words to explain this, but I feel like I've cut myself off in so many ways that now I don't really know what I feel until it's too late. And I've noticed that about myself now, and as I look back, I really notice it. When I think about all the things that I've ignored over the years, this moment now is a culmination of all the ignored stuff. Like, for instance, if you guys haven't seen, I've done two lives dancing just for fun, just because. And I knew, and this is something that I've learned, me and lights have a problem. And I never thought that was an issue until I look back on myself over the years in moments with intense light, intense, like a maybe like a job or a situation where I'm in a place for a long period of time with intense light, I would notice that I would notice that my words are not coming out. It's like I have so much about mine, but my words is just not here today. But I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't care. I don't care if this video takes a long time. I've noticed that I would go from being very calm and cool and having a good day, then all of a sudden I'm just like filled with rage. I remember that at jobs. Like, I just be so enraged. I'm like, why am I so angry? I'm having a good day. Or I'd be at my mom's house, like, why am I so upset with everything? Like, what's the problem? And it isn't until recently that I realized this bright lights and things, like lots of sounds, affect me a lot, way more than I've ever known. And I've just stuffed it down. Whenever I would feel big feelings, I push them down, push them down, because if I felt them, I would explode. There were times where I would lash out at people, lash out at family or friends or just random people. I just find myself lashing out. And I hated that because I remember my dad used to do that. And so I stopped lashing out at people and started lashing out on the inside. And whenever I would feel angry or upset and I'm somewhere, I would just leave and deal with it or not deal with it. And it just makes me cry because I saw a video on TikTok talking about um, kids who had to become hyper independent or they don't need anything. Like when my mom, she's like, oh, she's at the store, do you need, no, I don't need anything. Even if I do, I don't need anything. No, I don't want anything. I don't want a lot. I don't want much. I don't want this. I don't want that. And I feel like that's a protection mechanism for a few reasons. I feel like one of the reasons I don't want to feel like I owe anybody anything because that's another level of stress that I don't want to endure. And just the feeling of guilt of always subconsciously, I think, needing more than the average person. I think I've subconsciously known that. I always would ask, and oh, I have so many thoughts. ChatGPT, I was talking with yesterday, and some amazing things came up that helped me realize that this makes me emotional. Make me realize how abusive I have been to myself over the years, internally, mentally abusive, neglecting my own needs because they're inconvenient to other people. Look at this fucking wall. This is, hold on, chair. I'm in my little umbrella tent thing, and I left my door, the net part open so the wind can flow through. But then a wasp flew in. Like, it was flies flying in here. I don't care about flies. And then this huge ass wasp flew in here. And I can't get him out, so ain't no other choice but to kill his ass. Big red ass wasp at that. But anyway, RIP to the wasp, because I ain't really want to kill him, but you ain't about to sting me up in here. Mm-mm. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Uh, I was saying that, shit. Oh yeah, I was talking about how abusive I've been to myself over the years inside my head, and realizing that I have neglected myself and my needs unknowingly because I didn't know I had these needs. I just knew that when I felt things, I pressed them down. Not just because feeling them would be too hard, but feeling them would make me an inconvenience to other people. And I don't like that feeling of feeling like I owe people, which often is what happens anyway. So I've just been taking the time to accept that this is what it is, that I have to take better care of myself. That screaming little girl on the inside is not just because, she has, you know, issues that everybody else has. She really needs something different than everybody else does, or most people do. And I have to give that to it. Like, for instance, um, it's Friday. I don't need to go to the store, but I kind of want to because there's some things I want to get. But the moment I even thought about store, that girl started to scream blood. It's like all of the things that you see people who are low masking do, that's happening on the inside of my head all the time in different ways and different variations. And it's only recently I've let those things have a voice. And I've been forced to be honest. If I'm just being totally honest, forced to let that part of myself have a voice. And she started to scream and kick and holler, I'm not going to no fucking store. I'm going to make you crash out if you do this to me. And I said, I'm not going to do that to you. I didn't really, it's like I wanted, like, I am autistic and ADHD. So there's parts of my brain that wants to be active while the other part wants it to shut down. And that's never going to happen. So I've always said this, even as a kid, I'm in a constant battle of two people inside me. I remember thinking that as a child, as a teenager. I'm in a constant battle with two people. And I didn't know what that meant. I think I even gave them names. I'd have to look back at my like writings, but I'm pretty sure I gave them names at one time when I was probably a teenager. I'm in this constant battle of this one side of me wanting to do all the things and have all the goals and go the distance, and, da, 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 da. And the other side is like, I can't do it. I cannot. So you're going to have to work with me on that, you know. And then I'm listening to this book. It's called oh shit, I can't. I'll probably put a link to, or it's called The Electricity and Things or something like that. It's a book about a woman who goes on hikes. She likes to hike. She's a British woman and wanted to hike around the country or whatever. And she talks about her life, her husband, her son, and you know her like how her in learning that she is has Asperger's or a different type. You know, the same. Asperger's is a type of autism spectrum disorder, and realizing that at like the age of 38, and how after she had her son, everything became exacerbated. Like she became 10 times more sensitive, more reactive. And it's because, you know, a baby is a lot of stimulation. Having a child is a lot of stimulation. Your hormones and things change, and stuff that you used to could stuff down, you can't anymore. You know, she learned how to be, you know, a part of the world, but it took a lot to do that. How people touching her, being around people, feels like electricity. And her discovering that, and this is the book is about her journey of discovering herself through learning that, through these long walks that she would take, which is something I would love to do. Oh my God. If I lived in Arizona right now, I would be probably trekking every weekend. If I didn't live in Sedona, every weekend to uh, walk all those miles in Sedona, and then I would probably trek to California to walk all the, I think it's a PCT or whatever it is over there. Take all those hikes, and I just, or Colorado or something like. I feel like I need to be where mountains are. I need to be in high elevation places, which is the irony that I'm under sea level right now. Crazy. But anyway, um, but I feel like I need, you know, higher elevation places. And if I had the money and the time, that's where I would be. I would probably be. It's a, it's a YouTuber here, Carolyn's RV Life. I think she's autistic too, but that's just what I think. I don't know. But she walked the PCT by herself. I think she did like 100 and something miles. I don't remember how many miles she did, but she made it from like California to Oregon or something. I don't think she made it all the way to Washington, but she took like the whole summer to do that. And I remember watching her journey doing that. It's like, oh, I want to do that so bad. Then I think she went and hiked around New Zealand. I would love to do something like that. Oh my God. I just have no idea how I would make the money to do it, you know, especially now I'm in the process of relearning myself, re acknowledging parts of myself that I've turned off. Um, acceptance. Acceptance. Oh my God, is a big thing. Trying to accept who I am. And certain, and a lot, things, something she talked about in the book, a few things she talked about when she first went to her doctor and gave him the symptoms and he diagnosed her. And she was like, autistic? I don't like, I don't know if I can wear that, you know. It's it makes me think I am not the person that I thought I was. It's like I knew there was something off, but I didn't know what it was. But me hearing this makes me feel like I am not the person that I've made myself out to be all these years. And that hit me really hard. That hit me really, really hard. In the last chapter I was reading or listening to, she was talking about how she went to do a walk or whatever. She spent a day thugging it out. It was a lot of mud and all this other stuff. And when she got back, she ended her walk early. And they went back to their hotel or whatever. And she told her husband, you know what, I'm not going to do tomorrow. I'll just spend some time with you guys. And he's like, no, you should go and do that. And long story short, he ends up telling her, telling her that she should go and do it and letting her know, like, I want you around. We love you. We want to be with you. But when you're with us, him and the son, it's just harder with you. Everything bothers you, everything annoys you. You end up snapping at our son, and it's a you always ready to leave early. When it's just us, we could go to a place, we can have fun, we can enjoy ourselves, relax or whatever. But with you, it's just harder. And she like completely lost it, which I totally understand. I understand it from both sides. Um, when you are married to someone or you have a family member or someone like that who is really sensitive to everything, it is harder. It's harder for the person and harder for the family. And she didn't realize, which I'm pretty sure she'll talk about later in the book, that the walking was a relief for both of them. She needed to get away, he needed time away, because we can be difficult people. Like, I am acknowledging this for myself. When I hear myself talk, oh, I don't want to do this, oh, I can't do that, and it makes me cringe because it's like now I'm inconveniencing other people for my inconvenience. Just, it's so many emotions involved in relearning. Like, you spent so much time denying parts of yourself, cutting it off like a dead leg and just throwing it in the background. And it's still always been there for me, silently sabotaging me. Not because it's bad, but because I couldn't acknowledge it. And the way that I've been thinking, and I hate the word ableist. I don't like the term ableist because it means that if I refer to something as ableist, that means I am disabled. And I don't like to think like that. I don't think I'm disabled. I think I'm just on a different frequency than everybody else or a lot of people. And that frequency, and I explained it in ChatGPT, I feel like I'm in my own universe that merges with this universe. When I look at people and things, I see them as like I'm on the inside looking out, like I'm looking through a porthole when I'm in experiences. I could be in the experiences having fun, and then a moment of me will be like watching a video game. I can hear myself having conversations, and it's like, what am I talking about? Like, what is this? And I feel like I'm just on a different frequency, and that's not bad, but it can be inconvenient for this place. And just really coming to accept that. But for lack of a better term, there are a lot of ableist things that I do to myself that I'm realizing has been horrific abuse. You know, people say, like, oh, you think too much. Oh, you think too much. You think stuff. You tend to think stuff to death. I do that for a reason. I think shit to death because I have to. I only have so much energy to give. People will say, oh, just go in a different direction. Oh, just try stuff. While that is valuable information, it's not, when I take it in, I have to consider me. So if I just do something, I have to realize it's going to cost me energy to do. And for the other side of my brain, if it has no end, if it has no reward, if it has no ability to have a finite experience, like if I do something, if I do a job or do work, I need it to have an end, not just the end of the day, an end, so I can go off and do something else. But that's time and energy that I have to expel doing it. And so I overthink shit because on a subconscious level, I know that I only have so much energy, brain energy, mental energy, spiritual energy to give to this thing. So I have to be very strategic by how I use it. Just realizing that Oh my fucking God. I had like a little mini breakdown in the car because for so many years I have been abusing myself for, oh, you need to stop overthinking. Oh, you need to stop doing this. Like, it's a reason why this is happening. Some of it, don't get me wrong, some of it can be done better. Some of it I can use to my advantage. Like I said, it's valuable advice, but I have to take it with a grain of salt for me. For me, I need a clear direction. I can just go in any direction, but it's gonna cost me so much more when I know I put this much effort in and it has no reward or no end. Like there's no goal. You just keep working until you keep working till what? Till what? What is my reason, my goal for doing it? Can I work towards my dreams that happen later on? Yes. But what can I accomplish for me now that makes me feel like I'm moving in a good direction? How much energy do I have to spare? When I was younger, and I really think, honestly, what's happening, years of ignoring shit, number one. But number two, I'm getting older. I'm getting older. My mind is changing. Shit that you could deal with when you're 22, you can't deal with at 33 or 43 or 53. It's a reason for that. So all of this hormonal change, everything is changing because I can't continue to hold the load of carrying all these masks and trying to be what the world needs me to be and never fully acknowledging or being with myself. I can't keep doing that shit. And so I'm trying to find out what is going on with me so I can better move forward. But learning that the reason why I do things, I can tend to obsess about things, I excessively plan things at times. I excessively, like, I need to know. I would beat myself up. People tend to beat yourself. People tend to beat each other up over the need to know. You don't need to know how, you don't need to know when, you just need to trust. That's valuable information. But for someone like me, I need to know something. Even in the movie, The Book of Eli, he had a direction and he had some shit he was carrying. He had a direction and the Bible memorized. He didn't know where he was going, he didn't know how to get there, but he had a fucking direction. He had something. I'm one of those people who need a direction. I need to know what the fuck I'm doing. Otherwise, my brain's gonna shut down. That little girl inside of me, well, when you figure it out, let me know because I'm not moving. And if you force me to move any more, any farther for this shit, I'm gonna fuck up your life. And that's when the whole suicide thing was playing out. Attempts. Ugh, I don't even want to go there. Crash outs. That's when all of that shit was happening. When I was not acknowledging that I have certain needs. And I'm realizing I have to stop listening to certain people. Not just like people in my life, but like places that I would take advice from, or I'm really big into self improvement. It's kind of like my special interest. And self improvement, I didn't realize was me trying to find my way back to where I am now. Because the improvement was the knowledge, but really acknowledging what's going on within me. I think that's the improvement. But I'm realizing that I can't listen to information that's not geared toward neurodivergent people. That has been a big fucking lesson, a huge fucking lesson. I cannot listen to that shit and take it for any, like, I have to listen to it and just pick out pieces and parts. And I'm realizing this even more so now because when I go to like podcasts or YouTube videos or books that are geared towards autistic, ADHD, neurodivergent people in general, the information is so much different. So much different. I'm like, oh my God. I was listening to a podcast. It was like ADHD, AUDHD, a podcast where a lady, she has her own business. She was talking about creating a business for neurodivergence and advice. Y'all, I was in I was in Family Dollar listening to this podcast, and I had to like rewind a couple times because my mind was fucking blown because all the advice that I used to take from regular people never worked for me. I could never keep up with what they were talking about doing, the schedule of what they were talking about doing. I could never do that. And some of the advice that she gave, things I had, like I never thought about it like that. And that makes 10 times more sense for me. Oh my God. And so that was a huge lesson for me. I can't listen to regular people shit as full on advice. I have to take pieces and parts because that shit was not made for me. Also, having to let go of the fear of being seen by family members, um, being seen by people who don't believe me. That's the thing. People who, you don't look autistic, you don't look, you may have ADHD, but you don't look autistic, you don't act that way. Or explaining what I'm going through to people and they looking at me like, okay. I've had to let go, care of that, because that would affect me in questioning myself, even though I know what the fuck is happening to me, but it would make me question myself and it would make me abuse myself like, well, they don't think this, and if this isn't it, then what is it? Because I'm still fucking suffering on the inside. So why am I listening to that? Why do I care whether they believe me or not? You don't have to believe shit. That's been a big thing that I've realized. But just getting really real with myself, really honest, but really seeing how I've been doing myself a disservice by not acknowledging myself, not acknowledging what's actually happening within me, and abusing myself because I don't measure up to ableist views. Like I said, I hate the word ableist, it makes me cringe. I'll just say regular people views. I can't do that shit anymore. I don't care who feels like what. So, at the risk of talking for a full 30 minutes, I'm going to clock it at 27. And I will say thank you for listening. Bye.